The game is getting a lot of backlash right now from gang members from his own hometown of Compton. If you guys haven't been paying attention, the last year or so, there's been a huge divide on the West Coast, more specifically Compton. It's been Team Kendrick versus Team Game. Even though the game has been publicly in support of Kendrick, post the beef or post the battle, you really haven't seen Kendrick come out and offer any type of sentiments or love to the game. And what's actually been happening is friends of Kendrick Lamar, people on Kendrick's team, Kendrick's cousins, family members, they've been taking shots at the game every chance they get, and this time around is no different. The game was recently on Big Boy's Neighborhood, and he was telling stories about Kendrick Lamar's come up and how he had a intricate role in Kendrick Lamar's come up. Stories that he's told before, but this time around, it pissed off people connected to Kendrick Lamar because, one, they already don't feel the game or don't like the game because they feel like the game didn't ride for Kendrick Lamar during the Kendrick and Drake beef. And they specifically was upset because they feel like the game lied and misappropriated certain stories he told about Kendrick Lamar during this interview.
The first time I met Kendrick was a long time ago. I don't even know if he'll remember. He was going to the Yet Center in Compton, and as part of a probationary program, I had to go be a big brother at this Yet Center, and me and my homie Tato,
getting hours signed off. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't Kendrick's big brother, but he used to come in there and he was real young, man, and he was just always charismatic, always good with the words, man, and just a funny little guy. I don't even know if he remembers that. And so when I had and we grew up like across the street and around the corner from each other. But I gang bang hard, and Dot, he a non-affiliated, but he Compton. And he ain't no punk either.
Sorry for the interruption, but I hate when they get this off and they try to make Kendrick appear to be this super goody two. Kendrick Lamar was never a good kid in a mad city. Kendrick Lamar was always a bad kid in a bad city. Kendrick Lamar is and was an active Compton Pyro. Kendrick Lamar did not do a song with Roddy Ricch for years because Roddy Ricch was a Compton Crip. The politics prevented Kendrick Lamar from working with Roddy Ricch. That's how active Kendrick Lamar is as a Compton Pyro. So this narrative that Kendrick Lamar is this void of all politics, this nerd who grew up in Compton and just made it. No, Kendrick Lamar was an active gangbanger, is an active gangbanger, and he's still guided and dictated by his politics, which is why he refused to do a song with Roddy Ricch when Roddy Ricch was at the peak of his career, right? It took the Peace Walk happening recently before Kendrick Lamar invited Roddy Ricch on stage at the pop-up and then put Roddy Ricch on GNX. Before that, Kendrick Lamar would not do a song with Roddy Ricch because he was a Compton Crip. So this narrative that he was this good, no, he was an active gangbanger and still is an active gangbanger.
Right. So, and everybody from the hood that don't bang still is from the hood.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, he got that, but I always knew. So in the beginning, I would be going, in the beginning of my career, I'd be going by Top Dog's house and just, helping him with J-Rock stuff and lending my, 2 cents since I was a little bit, ahead of the curve than from where they were. And I was always asking Top, I was like, yo, let me get Dot. He was like, no. And so he knew what he was. I knew what he was. J-Rock, when I took J-Rock on tour, Dot was hype man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I asked Top again at my house in Glendale. I was like, let me get Dot. He was like, nah. But he was like, yo, what if we piece up TDE? And I was like, man, I got Black Wall Street. I'm good.
Yeah.
I want you to do
So
your
when you
thing.
say let me get Dot, are you talking about let me get him as an artist or as a feature?
Let me get him as an artist because I already knew. I knew what he was gonna be. And nobody didn't understand it yet except everybody that was around Top and TDE. They knew. And I knew. And at first, everybody was saying how he rapped too fast and it was going around the hood and all of that, right? And I was just like, y'all tripping. This this is him. So when they was doing the when he dropped Section 80 and they was doing the thing downtown, Top hit me. I was in the bed, man, for some reason, watching like Breaking Bad or something. I was I was comfortable, womanizing. I can't even remember her name, but she could be left. For the movement. So Top hit me. He was like, "Can you come up here? We Dog is up here, Dre is up here, Corrupt up here. Can you come down here?" So I got in my car, I drove down there, and yeah, man, that's when the torch was passed.
Kendrick Lamar homies were not feeling this. They did not like this at all. Now, some of the things the game said can't really be disputed, like Game putting Kendrick Lamar on tour, things of that such. It can't really be disputed. But the Game going as far to say that he believed in Kendrick Lamar so much that before anybody knew who Kendrick was, when Kendrick was just the little fast rapping homie from the hood and J-Rock was the star, that he wanted to sign Kendrick, and he was telling Top Dog that Kendrick Lamar is going to be the biggest artist in the world. Well, they don't really like that, right? Because one, they feel like, you didn't really have the homie back when he was going through the beef with Drake. But also they're saying that's not true. You never try to sign Kendrick Lamar. Cut it out, man. And one of the people who came out against the Game is actually a pretty reputable person in regards to all things Kendrick Lamar and TDE, and that's 2T's. 2T's, who I believe already has an ongoing conflict with the Game. He wrote blood fake it. He never wanted to sign Kendrick Lamar, and like 20 exclamation points afterwards to really emphasize he meant this with his soul. Now, because the Game and 2T's already really have issues, they already have some street stuff going on, that people just looking at this as, man, you already hate the Game, man. Who else can confirm this, man? That's when Kendrick Lamar's cousin stepped in, and he would essentially diss the Game for thinking he could get this off. Hitter J3 responded, and he put, "The Game rooting for Dot behind closed doors. I'm rooting for Dot out loud. He just claimed he wanted to sign him, talking about he gangbang hard." I'm like, where? LOL. So he's saying the Game don't gangbang hard. The Game is soft. The Game ain't like that. And he says, and Dot done more for the city than anybody. Even with 2T's and Hitter J3 speaking out against the Game, you got to really take it as face value because they don't like the Game. All right. So even if the Game did want to sign Kendrick Lamar, they won't really admit it, right? Right? Because they already hate the Game for how the Game was moving during the beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. The real reason why people hate the Game, or why Hitter J3 and others hate the Game, or exactly what the Game did during that beef, is not just the Game didn't have Kendrick back, but the Game dropped a diss track against Rick Ross during the beef when Rick Ross, Kendrick, and others dropped diss tracks like the same week against Drake, right? When they went at Drake, the Game stepped in and took the side of Drake and dropped a diss track against Rick Ross. And in that diss track, the Game had a couple of Kendrick Lamar references and lines that you didn't know how to play it. Like some people can interpret those lines and those bars as homage, while others can interpret it as disses. Because if you're speaking up for Drake and you're defending Drake and you're dissing Rick Ross on behalf of Drake during the middle of the beef, then you bringing up Kendrick Lamar in your disses is kind of like, what are you doing?
Then on May 10th, a week after Kendrick's Not Like Us packed Drake up, Game decided to drop Freeway's Revenge, a diss track aimed at Rick Ross. Rick Ross was part of the Rap Avengers. He coined the phrase BBL Drizzy and essentially acted as Kendrick's troll team, keeping a digital foot on Drake's neck during the entire battle. We covered this all in Drake Deserves the Smoke episode of It's All Happening. Check it out if you missed it. Freeway's Revenge is a great diss track, but the optics are divisive, and considering the number of Kendrick Lamar references, it can easily be mistaken for antagonistic, not to Rick Ross, but to Candyman Kendrick himself. Check these bars. Here's one. "This ain't the Kendrick beef. My Drake sings songs." Here's another. "My K-Dot shit. I don't have to turn the beam on." A third one. "Bad kid, good city. I studied the art of war." I mean, he's supposedly going at Rick Ross. Why mention Kendrick's name at all?
I remember vividly the Game hopping on Instagram Live to respond back from all the smoke he was getting from Hitter J3 and other members of Compton who was upset at the Game for taking Drake's side and dropping that diss track against Rick Ross. The Game took to Instagram and essentially told everybody, man, if you don't like me, speak up. Stop the sneak dissing, stop the gossiping behind my back. If it's smoke in the streets, it's smoke. Let me know. Can none of y'all stand me? So the game was like, the game was not back in, like, this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef ignited an all-out gang war in the city of Compton.
Now, as far as the Kendrick and Drake shit, that's Kendrick and Drake shit. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick do his shit, and what he did last night, that shit was amazing for the West Coast. Now, I sat back and I watched it. I ain't have to be there, you know what I'm saying, to think that the shit was cool and major. That's cool, man. I think it's a dub for the coast. I think that what K-Dot did for a lot of West Coast niggas last night was hard as f***. I think it was hard. I think it was dope of him and big-hearted of him to do that shit for me. You know what I'm saying? But that nigga learned that shit on the way up. The same way that he looking out, Snoop looked out for me like that. Nigga. I looked out for Kendrick like that. I looked out for Nip like that. You know what I'm saying? I looked out for Top Dog before it was, you know, Top. I could have Top Dog wanted to give me half a Top Dog. I didn't want nothing from niggas though, bro. I just wanted to push niggas in the right direction. Nip asked me personally what he could do to pay me back for what I did for him. I met Nip on the streets. I brought Nip in the studio, Encore Studios, Burbank, California. I got on 2 of his songs and let him go do his thing. And Nip rose to his celebrity and to his power. But I was just a step on the ladder for some, you know, I was just, you know, there for a nigga that was already gonna go to the moon. But niggas ain't gonna try to strike Chuck Taylor. Niggas saying I ain't do what I did. I looked out for everybody on the coast. Niggas asked Glasses Malone. I might be the most seen rap A-list celebrity around this. I ain't never left LA. I've been here since I was born. I ain't never bought a new house nowhere out of town. No, none of that shit. I've been in LA since I was born. And I'm going to die in LA. I'm a LA Compton. I've been here since I was born, homie. And that's just it. And I don't really do all this, you know, talking these days. I be chilling, kicking back. I know some of y'all hating ass, pussy ass in the comments gonna say this and that and all this. But I don't got no loyalty to y'all. Y'all ain't got no loyalty to me. So I get what it is. I understand what it is. But don't put my name in shit unless you hear me say it. And I ain't got, and anybody that know me know, I ain't got no problem saying how I feel about no. And I'm telling every West Coast, East Coast, whatever coast, you got a problem with me, just say it. Say it, and then let's get to it. Because it could be whatever. And they don't say, oh, you know, he too old to do this. And you ain't no mother, you don't write the rhetoric for my life. I ain't too old to do B shit. I'm me. Every day of my life, I'm me. I wake up and take care of these kids. I'm make sure that they private school is paid for.
If you watch the full live stream, then you know the game was talking directly to Kendrick Lamar's bodyguards, you know, and gang members who are aligned with Kendrick Lamar, who were telling the game that, you know, he's not welcome no more. He can't come around. They don't rock with him. He was talking directly to those people. And because Hidden J3 and 2Ts probably already have issues with the game, it's kind of hard to take their word for it and call the game a liar and say he's never tried to sign Kendrick Lamar whatsoever. But I think the biggest tell-all sign for all of this was when Back on Fig called Wack 100 and asked him if the game tried to sign Kendrick Lamar at some point. Now, Wack in the game, they're still friends. I think Game has been managed by Wack now for damn near like 20 years or so. But when I heard Wack kind of say, man, I rock with the game, that's my brother, I don't know nothing about that. When I heard Wack kind of speak around the issue, that's when I knew, okay. Because Wack was trying to hold it down, right, without calling the game a liar, right? So Wack never called the game a liar. Wack never, like, disparaged the game. Wack never talked down upon the game. But he never confirmed the game was telling the truth either. Listening to Wack 100 response kind of felt like Wack 100 is really cool with the game. He's cool with 2Ts. And he just wanted to stay out of it and stay neutral. But him not confirming the game is telling the truth kind of confirms the game is lying. And Wack would also say, man, hey, listen, the only people who would know if the game tried to sign Kendrick or not is 2Ts and Top Dog. Well, 2Ts came out and said the game is a effing liar.
What?
Travis 6180. What up?
All right, look, we talking about this shit. Your artist went on the thing talking about that he tried to sign Kendrick Lamar, right?
What are you talking about? You talking about Game?
Yeah, hold up, Terrell, you explain it, because I
remember like this. You have to remember, and I think Terrell gonna agree with this. You wasn't around back in them days.
When they had GDE. I was around.
No,
yeah.
we talking about before J-Rock even had the feature with Wayne and all that shit.
Yeah, I was around with my brother Q. I was around.
But I mean, whatever him and Top Dog conversation was, I can call Top. I don't.
Well, we can call him too.
Y'all know Top. I do know Top at one point in time had kind of wanted to do a joint venture. I don't know if it was with Rock. I don't know if it was with, but that only Top could Top and 2T's could speak on that because 2T's was gang security, and 2T's always been who he is at Top. But
and 2T spoke on it. He said blood is lying. He never wanted to sign Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, so why you, if 2T spoke on it, why you calling me about it?
Nigga, because these niggas is arguing. Hold up, Wack.
I can only speak on what I did for Kendrick Lamar.
What you do, Wack?
There we have it, man. Okay, y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Do y'all believe the game? Do y'all think the game tried to sign Kendrick? Did the game know Kendrick Lamar was going to be a superstar before anybody else? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, here, or here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, right? Probably click on the video right here somewhere on my screen, okay? To find out how 50 Cent just put the nail in Diddy's coffin. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. Out of here, folks. Peace.